All right, Marfoogle News live in 3. All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. We're going to talk about some creepy things. It is Halloween month, but again, there are some really, really scary things going on right now. In fact, after we talk about potentially what Teslas are picking up in the cemeteries, or what their AI is picking up, we're also going to talk about something far more scarier than ghosts in cemeteries, which is what could possibly happen in November. We actually have a comment from a Foogle family member, in fact, one of our mods, able-bodied, and we're going to go over the potential for a very, very scary event happening in just 11 days. So we'll go over that. I'm going to react to this video, and again, this is one I have seen. In a second here, we're going to watch a couple that I haven't, but this is something that I have actually talked to family members about, and one with a Tesla. In fact, he was one of the first people I knew that had one back in the day when, you know, nobody could get them. And honestly, he said that this is something he did in a cemetery that had no tombstones. One of the big arguments here, and you'll see here in a second, is that they're picking up tombstones. You'll see for yourself here, but this is Evan Era Magic on TikTok. I'm going to show you this video here in 1 second here. Okay, so check this out.
So we've all seen this video where the Tesla's driving through the cemetery and there's people showing up on the display, but there's actually no one there. No way. All right, we got to try this. It's close to Halloween. Let's give it a shot, bro. Let's go. All right, so we just pulled into the cemetery. It looks like there's a person standing.
Now, I want to point out this shot here. They actually have some... So, first of all, some say that it might be erring on the safe side and picking up tombstones, right? Well, this shot right here actually shows it right next to the car.
Let's give it a shot, bro. Let's go. All right, so we just pulled into the cemetery. It looks like there's a person.
Right there.
It looks like there's a...
So this is something that definitely gave me the creeps the first time I saw it. And there's a ton of these videos out. I'll show you a couple of them, but watch.
What? Oh, no way. Dude, there's nothing around us right now. Oh, what? It looks like there's a person right there.
So in this case, you can look and you see, and it almost looks like, you've got a tombstone over there or a pole that the AI system could be misconstruing as a person, right? In this video, there's definitely the creepiness of it being right there, but then of course it being out there where the tombstone is, you go, oh, maybe it just spotted the tombstone. I'll just play that one more time.
Right now. Oh, what? It looks like there's a person right there. But there's nothing. What the heck, dude?
Just absolutely, it is creepier though because once I saw it, I asked the one person I knew with a Tesla, and I said, hey, you got to check out this video. He's like, no, I've already done it. I do not drive through cemeteries. I will not again, at least not with that system on again. Again, he said that his spotted it, and he was in a cemetery with all plaques, so flat on the ground, no tombstones. And he said that it followed behind the car, and then when he stopped, it slowly crept up to the actual the driver's side window. Now, there's all sorts of technical jargon and stuff of what this is. And again, we went into the cameras, the Tesla cameras, our regular kind of Samsung or LG Initech cell phone cameras. So, you wonder, obviously, if this could pick up the ghost, well, then your phone could too. But it's not that. It's the way it's connecting to us humans. It's the AI showing us what the camera is seeing. Is there something there that we're not seeing? I'll show you this other video, but before I do want to remind you guys, we are completely independent. Make sure to go check out Energy. If you are going to get a solar generator, I highly recommend going against anything that is going to be on Amazon that is from China, especially since a lot of people think they can save a few bucks, but you're going to get a product that is going to be absolute crap. In this case, the Energy is actually one of the best solar generators on the market. In fact, it is so good that this is the same one that the U.S. Army is using under the SBIR Phase 2 contract. effect. So it is reinforced with steel. Again, they have heaters in each battery. It is modular, meaning that you can disconnect this. You can go with 2 batteries, 5 batteries, 40 batteries, or 1 battery and take it with you to work and charge your stuff. It is awesome. So go over and check it out, marfooglenews.com/energy, INERGY. Make sure to use the code Marfoogle, not only to save money, but also to help our independent channel out at the same time. It is Halloween month, so there is a lot of spookiness. We're going to show you this other video here in 1 second, but I do want to bring in my co-host/internet brother, Dex James. What is going on, and how are you doing today?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
All right, so this is something that this has now become a trend. People are going, and this has actually popped up a couple of years ago too. This is the first I'm discovering this, so I did not know about this. I would remember this is something that genuinely gave me the chills when I first saw it, and then there's explanations that make you feel like, oh, maybe it's this. But again, now hearing it from somebody that has one, that said that they went into a cemetery without tombstones, and this is somebody I would never doubt that they would be telling the truth. So check out this one.
It was an actual person.
Were you recording now?
Yes.
Yes, 100% it was.
It was 100%. Yeah, I saw it.
Go to the left like
I even looked.
you're gonna turn again.
Yeah, I even looked up to
Come
see
down
if
here
there was
again.
like a monument or something.
No, it was absolutely a person.
Ah!
Right there.
Oh my God, I saw one.
There was one right there.
I'm going to show you
right
this.
there.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
Excuse the language there.
Oh, shit.
Now, most of this is most likely, and we're going to talk about something far more scarier than this that very well could be happening in real life. We looked at the cameras. There's Samsung and LG Innotek cameras and all the Teslas. It very well is the same cameras essentially that our phones are using. So, this is something where we won't be able to really test it unless, Elon gives the ability to use this tech on a phone. If you could literally put this system in a phone and walk around with the cell phone camera, you could actually check it out. Something that maybe Ghost Adventures or something like that would check out, because obviously they've utilized many different technologies, including Xbox technologies, to spot ghosts. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, as far as there's another video that we're going to watch here, and this is something that has gotten a ton of attention. So many people have reposted this. I'm going to have you watch a second of it and then obviously give you my opinion. So check this out. This is a gentleman talking about the food stamps. Everybody's talking about SNAP and food stamps right now.
Food stamps from Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? Huh?
So first of all, I immediately, from the amount that he was talking about, even it took me a second, and I'll play this here just one more second.
I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay.
And this is all the worldly things.
I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not.
So right away, people, the first reaction people are like, oh, okay, you have 5 kids. That's exactly why you go out and work. So this is my problem with today's society. I honestly do not understand how people do not see parody. This gentleman is, first of all, $2,800. It doesn't matter what state you're in, you're not going to get $2,800 for 5 kids. Dex, did you watch this in its entirety? I don't know. It's a short video. Did you get time to watch it?
I think I saw all of it.
So did you understand it was parody at first?
Well, once he said 2,800, I was like, what state is he living in?
Well,
because I don't know of any state you can actually make that much.
Yeah, well, federally, you looked up the number. How much is it limited per
the
child?
average is, it can adjust. It's based on your income, like 30% of your income or whatever, and but the average is 188 per person. And that was based on like maybe last fiscal year. I think the next budget might be 187 or 188. per person. It may be a little higher here and a little higher or a little lower there, depending on how much you make. Because
he would have to be living in Washington or somewhere like here, because it is expensive here. It is one of the most expensive food places ever. And
I think the only places that they changed the factor is Hawaii and Alaska.
Huh. So as far as this goes, there's so many people that have reposted this and just been, I mean, aggro, like super pissed off. So many people are making fun of him. I could not find that. That is obvious parody to me. But here's the scary part. There is something actually coming. Now, I'm going to read you this from Able Bodied. Now, and by the way, that video, as far as it goes, people are like, okay. And I've understand. I've been on food stamps. I have family that are currently on SNAP. And, I'm sure that they're worried. I have not talked to some of my family yet, but one of my sisters, she depends on SNAP. So when this kind of stuff happens, a lot of people get really, really nervous. And as far as the SNAP goes, I mean, it's something where we're talking about food benefits, so people are going to get really, really hyped up if there's any threat to it. Dex, go ahead.
Well, yeah, and we have also to take into account that big, beautiful bill, as they called it, that was passed, signed, and is in law. It had changes that went in. And some of those changes affect 2025, like November 2nd, 2025. It expands the requirement to prove 80 hours a month of work or education or training. So that's something new or an expansion that may kick some people out if they choose not to do that, right? Or if they choose to not meet the requirements. There's other things. We don't need to go through all the details. There's a whole bunch of other changes to SNAP, like making, states pay a higher percentage of the cost of the SNAP if they have a high rate of, say, errors in their information. So, but there's a lot of other changes. But those things phase in over the next 2 to 3 years. But the only one that would affect this guy, as we just watched him, was if he's having to maybe meet those requirements now to do 80 hours of work a month or do education or training.
Now, I'm gonna read a statement from one of our Fugel family members. This is from Able Body. It says, y'all, I called in on this very subject during the last shutdown. When it was rumored that food stamps might not be given out at that time. This time, states are already texting households that their state will not be receiving food stamps in November. That's millions of households depending on food stamps to eat. In college, during sociology classes, we studied the effects of food stamps stopping suddenly. Social scientists, this can be researched fully, claim no other single event would create national chaos other than a month of zero food stamps. Scientists have theorized when there are enough hungry people get together to protest against no food stamps, no other single event could kick off such an extreme danger to the country. Again, this is what Able Bodied is writing. My class learned that all administrations know of this and are to make food stamps are distributed no matter what. And this is what I believe. The first thing I saw when I said this is that the government shutdown will come to an agreement, or they will pay the food stamps before November 1st. So if you're thinking that this is all to scare you, my personal opinion is that this will happen. There's no way. But this is a potential, and this is why, preppers look at this kind of stuff. I believe that they will pay this. And they will, it doesn't matter if the government is shut down or not, they will literally have to come to some agreement to do this, because this is true. People would be up in arms about this. It says last shutdown, the stamps were given out early so states would not have this problem. Early, like with hurricanes, food stamp arrivals before the event. This time there were zero additional funding and no real news about the food stamps stopping suddenly. This is something that can and should have been prevented. All in charge would exclaim. It's of my opinion that leaders want nothing but chaos. They want chaos. They need martial law, National Guard ready and waiting. Please research this. It crept up on me like so many others. Now, this is coming from Able Bodied. This is somebody who called in. It was a 45-minute call, talked about her experience. And in fact, it was one of the best calls we had on our call-in shows. And it was talking about her experience as a nurse in martial law in New Orleans. She went through Hurricane Katrina. And during this time, about 4 or 5 years ago or 3 years ago, when everybody was like, yeah, we want martial law to clean everything out, she was stating very loud and very proudly that you do not want martial law in any scenario, that it is absolutely hell. She had to be escorted to work, to and from work to be a nurse. She said that it was corrupt. There were people everywhere just doing absolutely whatever they wanted. It was hell on earth. And she said that whatever the result, you do not want to have martial law. So yeah, this is something that is creeping up on a lot of people because we understand that the world is in all of this strife, but right here in the United States, if something like this happened, if people in power really wanted to cause chaos, this would be a surefire way to do it. Dex, what did you think when you read this from Able Bodied?
Well, it makes a lot of sense when you think about how we look at the drag out of this government shutdown. It is one side. It's very sided. One side, which they always are, obviously. Otherwise, if they weren't sided, they would get them resolved. But in this case, they're blaming each other significantly, and I'm not going to pick a side on this one for right now, just to leave it at that. But it's clear that one side is the one side that's pointing the finger at Trump or the current president, has a lot of power to create chaos for his presidency. And as many thought that chaos was created in his presidency last go round with things that came in and disrupted us and made us sit at home and cover our faces, this could be another version of let's produce an event that will be, such a distraction. And all they have to do is sit around and wait about 10, 11, 12 more days, and there's no more funding for November. And then they'll get a month of people without the ability to go buy food.
There was also something.
What would happen with that is the real question. This has never been tested. It's not, in the past, when they had the government shutdowns, they pre-funded SNAP. They pre-funded it a month in advance with reserves. The FDA does have reserves, but it's not enough. They said they got $8 billion. It's not enough. And they've told some of the states have already started stopping adding new recipients to try to hold back some money that they can keep to keep it running. States like Illinois have already said they're going to run out in 2 weeks and it's done. And some states are even notifying the recipients that, hey, by the way, you're not going to get anything in the next 2 weeks if the government's still shut down. By the way, this is not a mandatory funding. There's certain parts of our government that is mandatory funding. So if a government shutdown happens, the money still has to be there. They've never put this into that category. So therefore, it always gets affected by a government shutdown.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that you got that point out because, and just to confirm, you already said that essentially some states, usually they write a letter or they confirm this, not to the person, but to the state, that there was something done here that is different than last time, right?
Yeah, last time they pre-funded a month in advance of SNAP before they let the government shutdown happen.
Okay.
So they basically had 2 month runway, and the government shutdown was resolved within that time period. This time they didn't. The runway we have is got about 11 days left on it. The FDA maintains a small buffer, but it's not enough. It's about $8 billion, and I think they need more than that. They need like 12 or something.
Yeah, 13.1 or something like that.
Yeah.
So again, much scarier than ghosts in the cemeteries, but it is that spooky season. It's October surprise month, so we don't know what's going to happen. We're going to follow it. Many in our community, if you're new here, this is a prepper community, so we're looking at potential events, what is possible, what is potential, what is imminent, right? Some of these things can be avoided and should be avoided. Hopefully that is the case. Make sure to share this far and wide if you can with your friends and family and introduce them to us. We would appreciate that greatly. Make sure to go over to the website. You will find a bibliography with all sources, including any video, article, picture, document that we show you is over on marfooglenews.com. When you go over there, you'll not only see those videos, but you'll see even more, including the source list. All right, you guys, and thank you for coming. Make sure to join us on our next show, which is right after this. If you're in the chat, just stay there. You'll be ported over. If you're watching the replay, all you have to do is click here to get our full show breaking down the last 24 hours.